Monday, September 9th, 2024. Um, Pardon me if my voice is out of it. If I'm out of it, today's day one of cycle number 3. Um, so I'm just starting out on the third cycle. I'm doing it up here in Jacksonville, continuing in Jacksonville at Mayo Clinic. Um, Everything as far as Mayo Clinic has been good. They've been good. I like the doctors. I like the nurses. I like the setup. I like how everything is run there. Um, I'm glad I made the switch over. Um, so as far as that goes, yeah, no issues, no issues or complaints on that end. Um, I haven't. So okay, I guess update. Um, I remember and I realized that I believe the last day or the last couple of days post treatment from my second cycle, um, I was a wreck. It was worse than post treatment the first cycle. So there's a couple of days post second cycle that I didn't give an update and I didn't record, and that's because it was rough. It was rough. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Like I was that fucked up. Um, so first uh chemo cycle, I went through the motions. I recorded day to day, gave an update, and did the post, and that I don't remember off the top of my head, but it took a couple days post chemo where it hits you harder, like the first, I'd say 3 to 4, max 5. But I think for me, first cycle, I believe it was like 3 to 4 days tops, and I was up and running again. 3 to 4 days, I was good. Fourth day, definitely, I think I was alright. Maybe I don't really remember at this point. It's recorded, so it ain't like I'm lying or anything. I just don't recall. But I do recall that first cycle post, um, I bounced back quicker than this second cycle. Um, I want to preface, obviously, I don't know if I have or haven't with my experience thus far. But just in case I haven't, I want to put it out there that everybody's different. Like anything else in life, everybody's different, right? Um, One person might like pizza, another person might hate pizza. One person might think cheeseburgers are phenomenal, another person not a fan. Whatever, right? Like to each his own, man. And there's nothing. We might have similar experiences, shared experiences, but no one's ever gonna like one for one on everything or every experience. And with that being said, I preface that because again, I don't know as of today um, if I will or won't put these out there. May like for the public. I'm leaning towards yes. I want to put this out there mainly to help others. This is my experience, right? This is my story. This is the way it's going down for me. That doesn't mean that doesn't mean if you're watching this and you're going through chemo or you're dealing with a cancer diagnosis that your experience is going to be one for one, or anything else for that matter, any other hardship that you may or may not be facing. It doesn't mean that because one thing might have been really bad for me, it's going to be bad for you, right? So take everything I say in the context that you're listening and watching my story and you're hearing my experience. Some things may be relatable, but I guarantee you not everything will be. So if you're watching this thinking you're gonna, oh, so this is what I should expect. Uh, you can, but, grain of salt, man. Don't do yourself the disservice of getting your hopes up for something or being negative about something else. All in the end to be like, what the hell? Like, this is not how it played out at all. That's because you're you and I'm me, right? So I just want to put that out there because I feel like that's important. So my just a quick recap in case whoever's watching isn't aware, didn't watch other videos, whatever, or I just didn't state it. Um, I'm doing 4 rounds of chemo. There's different. There's what's known as BEP, and then I'm doing EP. Normally with testicular cancer, if the patient is doing 3 rounds of BEP, they do their 5 days treatment. Then the following week, they do the B in BEP, which is a bleomycin or bleo something, and then repeat. So they do 5 days of EP treatment, then 1 day the B, then the following week 5 days EP, and then rinse and repeat. It's 3 cycles, so 3 cycles. You do it 3 times. EP, there's no B, right? So with EP, the trade-off is you don't get the extra B, the B shot, the bleomycin, bleo. No, it's known as bleo. I don't know if I'm butchering it or not, but it's known as bleo. So that following week that you would come in to receive bleo, since with EP you don't receive that, you get 2 weeks off versus the BEP regimen. It's kind of like every week you're getting something. Today's Monday. I'll do Monday through Friday. I go in Saturday just to get a Neutropena, Nutra something shot. Once again, I don't know the name of the brand. It's basically, there's different ones, different brands, but they all do the same shit. It's basically a shot that they give you to help boost up your white blood cell count. Because chemo essentially makes you without an immune system. Chemo is essentially, it's an atomic bomb that just wipes out everything. And so while it takes out the cancer and it kills all the bad, it also kills the good guys, right? It kills blood cells, it kills white blood cells, platelets. It doesn't discriminate. It doesn't discriminate, so it just wipes everything out. And so you inevitably, your counts go down as they expected to with everyone. And so in that case, they give you this shot, which basically kind of forces your bones, where your white blood cells are made, it forces your bones to ramp up production and start making white blood cells to not leave you susceptible to infections and getting sick, because normally your blood, if you have a normal range white blood cell count, your body, you might get sick and you might not even know it because your body's defense is up, right? With being a cancer patient and going through chemotherapy, that shit is, you're what's known as immune compromised. So like, I gotta walk around, if I'm in a public place around people, whatever, with a mask, just in case, right? The first few days is not the worst. You're okay. Hence day one, right? I'm okay for the most part. Okay, relative to what I'm dealing with. First 2 days you're okay. You're alright. It's not the worst. You've had like a worse hangover. And midway through, you start to like, okay, here we go. The last like day of treatment, you're just ready to like, you just don't want to be looked at. You don't want to be talked to. You just want to get the fuck out of there. Like, you're just over it. You just feel like shit. And then the real fun is post. So the the next 3 to 4, maybe 5 days, right, is usually, again, this is just the generalization for every guy that I've seen, where we can all kind of agree, yeah, the beginning is manageable, towards the end it sucks. Those few days after are the worst of it, like the worst of it, where you just feel the worst. You can't, function normally. And then by the end of that week, going into the second week where you're not receiving treatment, um, usually you bounce back, right? That's the general consensus. Once you start going and asking individual guys, though, they'll tell you, I had more nausea, I had more, you know, constipation. It just varies from guy to guy when you get into the details. Some guys don't experience things that other guys do, and vice versa. Me personally, like I said, I haven't thrown up yet, thankfully, but I have received, I do get loss of appetite. That one, you also, I realize with each day you get treatment, with each cycle, you start to learn more. It definitely puts you in tune with your body a lot because you're forced to listen to it, and you start to learn how your body, you start to learn your body's strengths and weaknesses and where more or less what to expect. Not fully, and I'll explain why in a second, but you start to kind of piece it together like, okay, I get it. I know now, like, here we go. This is where it starts, right? It sucks. It's rough. It's the worst thing I've dealt with. I have my own side effects and shit to deal with, but at the same time, you start, again, like I said, you start to realize, like, okay, like, I can get through this. Like, this is the worst shit ever for me personally. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's like a combination of both those outliers, right? Like, you go through the ringer, and it's something that you wouldn't wish on your worst enemy. It's terrible, but at the same time, to borrow from the other outlier group, the way you bounce back, and the way, even now, like today, right now, like I had like a roller coaster. There was moments where I was feeling great, and then I felt like shit, and then I felt better, and then I lost my appetite, and now I'm tired, and I want to go to sleep. But I had enough in me to say, wait, I gotta record. So, you know what I'm saying? It's most likely a combination of the two, where you could kick ass and get shit done. You're not, you know, just debilitated 24/7, but at the same time, you're feeling it. You're feeling it. Just earlier, I barely got down some dinner, but I also realized. So just again, just a little rewind. And the doctors did tell me this. The nurses told me this. Even on Reddit, I saw this. It builds up, as you'd expect, right? I mean, it seems common sense, but with each cycle, it builds up in your system, builds up in your system, builds up in your system. The chemo builds up. Um, and with that, the side effects inevitably stack up, right? So I'm on my third cycle. So the first one was, when I think now, I'm thinking back, and I'm like, okay, yeah, first was sucked. I didn't know what to expect. Um, didn't know how I'd react. Got through it. Sucked at the end, and then I bounced back pretty fairly quickly. Um, then this second cycle, fucking even. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, oh yeah, I see how it ramped up. So I technically, not technically, I basically had 3 weeks off, and I was. I'm grateful. There's part of me that's like, damn, I wish I would have just got this shit over with last week, because cycle 4, my last cycle, which would have been next week or no, the following week, the end of September, now got pushed because of this. Which means my last cycle, cycle 4, falls on the week of my birthday. So yeah, it sucks obviously, but I'm trying to put a positive attitude towards it. The fact that I'm still here, and there's people who don't get to see their birthday again, or they don't get a fighting chance. This shit sucks, but it has a 90 to 95% cure rate. I'm in a fortunate position to be able to be cured of this shit. And not everyone who deals with cancer diagnosis gets to say that. In fact, I don't want to say I'm ignorant to the stats for other cancers, but let's just say this is the one to get if you're gonna get one. Unfortunately, as shitty as that is, but it's true. And I'm lucky because I'm very fortunate in that I know I'm gonna get through this. I'm gonna be cured. I'm gonna be, I'm blessed. I am cured. I am blessed. I have loving support. And yeah, it's just like a lot, anything else in life, man. Shit fucking sucks, but you end up getting through it, and I want this to serve two purposes, man. I want this to help other people, but I also want this to help me. I want that the next time I'm going through some shit, I can turn to this. And I'm talking to myself from the past, This is me talking to you, future Alec. Like, dog, don't doubt us, man. Don't doubt us, dog. Like, we're a lot braver and a lot stronger than we give ourselves credit for. And whatever it is you may or may not be going through, like, I know this shit sucks, bro. And I know it seems impossible and frustrating or whatever the hell it is you telling yourself, but it ain't bigger than us, bro. Whatever it is, it ain't bigger than us. Because this shit was the worst shit we faced. And you might have forgotten it. It might be in the distant past for you or whatever. And that's, that happens. But I'm here to these videos are here to set that reminder that whatever it is, dog, it ain't fucking with us. This shit ain't fucking with us. This shit is dunzo. So, again, for those who aren't aware, if I didn't mention it, I went into this treatment, my HCG, which is basically your tumor markers that they find in your blood, they test for in your blood. I was at 16,000. You're supposed to be like at 0. Like, you're not supposed to have tumor markers. It's to the point that, like, if you test, if they see you have elevated tumor markers as a male, they can give you a pregnancy test. And if it comes up positive, then it's an indication that your HCG or one of your tumor markers are elevated. For me, it was my HCG. It was at 16,000 when I went into the treatment. After cycle 1, it dropped to the hundreds, from 16,000 to the hundreds. Yeah, nice like that, son. And then after cycle 2, they tested it. My primary care wanted to do his lab work to see where I was at, and it dropped from the hundreds to 10. And then this morning they do the labs. I'm sorry, last week they did the labs. That's when they saw my white bloods was too low, so they didn't go through a treatment last week. When they checked my HCG, then it was 6. It's down to 6. That was last week. They did labs this morning. They did labs on everything but the HCG for whatever reason. Um, but I'm gonna go ahead and assume that it's under 6 now. Um, I'm confident that by the time this cycle's over and they do my labs for the final, this shit is gonna be, it's dead. It'll be at 0. Um, the way that this treatment's just been melting it away, just completely decimating it. I know that by the time the next HCG comes, it'll be where it's supposed to be. But that being said, man, it's one day, one step at a time. This shit is a monster. I don't want to make light of it. I don't want to act like it's nothing, because then I feel like I'd be discrediting my strength and my efforts. Because if it's not a challenge and if it's nothing to me, then that means it required nothing from me, and that's not fucking true, because this shit has tested my mental, my physical, my emotional, my spiritual. It's tested me on every level. Every day it's testing me, even on my best days where I'm positive and I'm having, I'm feeling good or whatever. It pops up in my head, and there's not a day that doesn't go by where I'm not thinking about it, right? So post cycle 2, it took me like 5, maybe 6. It took me damn near a full week to start feeling better. So whereas the first go around it took 3 to 4 days, the second cycle took about 5, 6 days, damn near a week. I remember at the 7-day mark, the week mark, I didn't have my full appetite, and it was frustrating the hell out of me because I want to eat, and that's the biggest thing I've been dealing with, is feeling, lethargic, tired, groggy, fatigue, and no fucking appetite. Just nausea here and there, no appetite. So like I said, day 1, I've been over this shit. I'm over it. I've been over it. I want to go back home. I don't want to do this shit no more. Didn't ever want to do this to begin with. But these are the cards we're dealt, and this is where I'm at. Like I said, today, highs and lows, it was what it was. I was able to eat some. I fasted in the morning just because I've heard that fasting helps with the chemo and everything like that. But I ate. I lost my appetite. Then I finished eating, and I lost it again. It was weird. I felt kind of out of it for a while, but now I'm okay. And I just pray and I hope that I keep feeling, steady enough to fight this shit, get through it. The way I have been, which is challenged, but boom, overcoming it. And I just hope, I hope and pray that, yeah. So I just want to get done with this. That's the end goal. I want to get done with this. I want to move the fuck forward, man. That's it. This shit, I've been saying this in the beginning, and I'm gonna keep using that. This shit picked the wrong house, man. This shit picked the wrong fucking house, and it's learning, and it learned. Picked the wrong house, man. So I'm gonna handle this shit, take care of business the way I've been taking care of it. One day down, 4 days, technically 5. The 5th day I said this week is not treatment. It's just a shot. They're doing it as a precautionary measure so that my numbers bounce back up and they don't have to push the last treatment any further. And then the last treatment, they also have me scheduled 5 days. 6th day, come in, get the shot, and put a bow on this bitch. And this will be something that I will take with me as I grow old, as a testament to God giving me the strength to battle. and to not forget the shit that I've been through. I'm battle tested, right? This shit is, I'm earning my stripes, man. A soldier has to earn his stripes, and I'm earning my stripes through the grace of God. And I think that's also very important for those of you who are watching this. Don't know if you're religious, don't care. Not my business. But believe in something, man. Believe in something greater than yourself. Because life inherently is bigger than you. So, yeah. For me, it's God. And I believe I'm blessed, man. I'm definitely blessed and I'm grateful. And not every day I feel that way, and not every day is easy. Let's just get that out the way. But I will say, I'm grateful. I'm blessed. I'm grateful. I'm healed. I'm grateful. I'm healthy. I'm grateful. I'm loved. I'm grateful. I'm grateful no matter what. But yeah, we out here, baby. We making it happen. 1 day down, 4 days to go. Let's pick up that shield, pick up that sword, and let's go to work.